Hi guys, today we're going to talk about this little dude. This is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation, and I figured I could do a little review on it. So according to the NYX Cosmetics website, this foundation goes from sheer to full. Your ideal coverage is just drops away with our new Total Control Drop Foundation. Fine-tune this velvety matte foundation with the included dropper. Simply adjust the number of drops until you create the look you're feeling today. Want more coverage? Add more drops. Buff expertly in with a Total Control Drop Foundation brush for a seriously smooth finish. And I haven't tried that brush, and I don't know how that works. I do use my fingers, like I said. I feel like a sponge would soak up a lot of this foundation because it is so fluid, and I'm not really a huge fan of applying foundations like this with a brush in the first place. But I do have to say that they do have a point when it comes to the coverage. If you apply a layer and you let it dry and then apply another one, it does build up very, very beautifully. So this foundation comes in a total of 24 shades from the NYX Cosmetics website, and they do range from pretty light to, I would say, pretty dark, but there is definitely a majority of the shades in the lighter to light medium range. So this is the shade Porcelain, which is the shade that I chose for myself. This is $14 on the NYX Cosmetics website. This is a 13 milliliter or 0.43 fluid ounce bottle, which means that this foundation is less than half of what is a typical foundation size. Typically they are 1 ounce, and if you get it at 1 ounce for the same price, obviously this by comparison would be a lot more expensive. In comparison, you could pay like $30 for a 1 fluid ounce for the same price per milliliter. Why do I say millimeter? For the same price per milliliter as you would with this. To jump into the review, this is a dropper foundation, which means that it is very liquid and it has a dropper like the name would imply. I like to apply this to my fingers, and I will insert a little clip of me applying this right here so you can see. And I think that this foundation is actually very easy to apply. It is very liquid, like I said, which means that it does smooth out very easily and you don't need too much of it. I have used about this much, I think, of mine, which means probably like 1/6 of it. And I have used this quite a few times now, and I have to say I do like this better on summer skin. I have normal skin, leaning a little bit more oily in the summer and a little bit more dry in the winter, which means that foundations like this, which are typically not very good for dry skin. I have a friend who has very dry skin and she hated this because it stuck to all of her dry patches. And I can see that on my skin as well now that we're moving into winter and it is getting colder outside, that this does not do very well with dry skin. So if that is your skin type, I would definitely skip this one, I think. But for me, with my normal skin type, I can definitely make this work even when it is colder outside, just applying a decent amount of moisturizer beforehand. But this is definitely more of a summer foundation for me, both because it is so light. I don't need to set it with a powder, which makes it very comfortable when it's warmer outside. And I do prefer thicker foundations in the winter, which gives more moisture, which this definitely does not. As for the coverage, I really like the coverage. It is a great everyday coverage. It's not super high coverage, but it's not like on the bottom of the scale either. I think this is I think it's a very nice coverage, and I will also insert clips of my skin before applying the foundation and after applying the foundation so that you can actually see what my skin looks like right after each other, with my skin bare and with this. I think it's very easy to apply both cream and powder on top of this without necessarily setting this with a powder afterwards. I have done that today with my contour and highlight, which are both powder products, and I think they still blend in very easily and nicely without having to set this with a powder. I do think that I wish it was bigger, just because the standard size is over half as much, which is over twice the size of this. But even so, because it is such a liquid foundation, you don't really need a lot of it, which makes it a little bit more forgiving when it comes to the size of this thing. I like the dropper. I think it's very easy and precision wise. As for the more superficial things of this, I really like the packaging. It's really nice and sleek with a frosted glass bottle. This is not plastic. It looks really, really nice, and I do like all of the colors, even though they really should venture into more of the deeper skin tones out there. This is definitely one of my go-to foundations just because it does dry down and I don't have to put powder on it. I really don't like to wear more product on my face than necessary in the summer, even though Norway doesn't get too warm. So I do think that were all of my teas on this foundation, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And remember to give this video a big like if you liked it, leave any comments down below, and of course subscribe if you haven't done so already. I upload new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, so make sure to click the little bell icon to catch them all when they're out. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!